And I think we are live. It's always, these videos are always hard at the beginning because it's so confusing about whether or not you're live.
Right.
But I think we are.
Okay.
So I'm going to check on Facebook and share
Yep.
it.
Yep. It's on Facebook now. On the fan page.
Yep. And then I just need to share it. High tech.
I know a few people are waiting for sure.
I was reading an article the other day about video content online, and that you have to do something in the first 3 seconds to get people to watch.
To hook people.
Yeah. In the first 3 seconds. We have failed tonight.
Yep. Yeah.
I can't imagine many writers getting 3 seconds. Like,
I can't imagine anyone getting something interesting in 3 seconds.
And then it was like 3 seconds and then 15 seconds. It was like the first 3 seconds are like you present an idea, and then within
quick, take your shirt off.
And then within
it's too late. We missed it.
You have to say, I'm going to tell you something totally different.
Yeah.
So then people are like, oh, what's he going to say that's different than that thing that got me interested to begin with?
Courtney says she's hooked, and this is fascinating. Thank you, Courtney, for commenting. So now we know that it's live and people are seeing it.
Yep.
Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Christopher. Hi, Cassie. Okay, people are showing up. Cassie says we should be announcing that we're launching our own chocolate shop. That might work. The first 3 seconds. It's not bad. And Christopher wants you to play the drums. That's what you should do. You should just start by playing.
No, I'm too casual a player. I mean, I play, right now I'm playing twice a day, but it's just for fun. I'm not practicing. I'm just like wailing on the drums to like Paradise City and Motley Crue and
Nice.
Weezer. I usually start with Weezer. It's a good warm-up.
You should just be over there just beating the crap out of them, but keep the headphones plugged in so nobody can hear the sound except the sticks hitting the pads.
That's like that scene in Anthem.
All right, so we definitely have folks here. Hi, everybody. Hit us with your questions. In the meanwhile, I'm going to ask some of the questions that were asked ahead of time because there were just a couple, but they were really good ones. Cassie Kincaid had asked, do you travel to the earthbound places that you set your stories in to research them? For example, Alaska for Artifact. Of course, if you've also traveled to not earthbound places, please share that information as well.
I can't share that information. My father
Top secret.
Secrecy. I have traveled to many of the locations in my books, primarily because I featured them here. So all the books in Boston, yes. All the books in New Hampshire, yes. Maine, yes. Alaska, no. I've never been to Alaska. But being in New Hampshire, I feel like it's not too hard to imagine what life is like in Alaska. In the winter here, I think it's probably pretty Alaskan, minus the grizzly bears. So I mean, someday maybe when the kids are out of the house, I can intentionally visit the places I'm writing about. The other challenge is that I write quickly, so beginning to end, it's about 3 months for a novel, and usually I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to write until a few weeks before I actually start writing it. So to like get
No
the
time
ticket,
for a research
get the
trip.
location. Like it would have to be super fast, very
Yeah.
expensive. And I'm autistic, so I'm not making changes that quick. I need to be mentally prepared for a change in routine. I visit them in my head, though. I have a very good imagination.
Well, and the internet has become a boon for that sort of thing too. You can use Google Maps and Google Earth and get right down at the street level and see all kinds of locations. There's photos, there's travel logs out there, all kinds of stuff. Some of which is better than really being there.
Yeah. YouTube video is very helpful.
Yes. Yeah. My favorite story about that is the Sistine Chapel, the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. I actually went to the Sistine Chapel, and the ceiling is almost 30 feet above your head, so you can't really see it very well. And the atmosphere is horrible. There's plexiglass on the walls up to 10 feet high with molded benches for tourists to sit on. There's a loudspeaker blaring in 7 different languages that you can't use flash photography. The ambiance is garbage. On the other hand, you could pick up an art book and you got nice close-ups, or you can look at it online and you got nice close-ups of the ceiling. So it's almost not worth going. You know,
I bet most people who write about it leave out that horrible ambiance.
Oh, I would think so. Yeah, because it's not appealing.
Right.
Yeah.
I would include it.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, someone just commented today on that thread on a scene in Ragnarok where, and I don't remember anymore if it was you or me, in Cairo, where you hear the blaring of the car horns all across the city. And I mean, that's the kind of thing I would know from having traveled to Asian and African cities, but I've never been to Cairo either. But you can figure that's what Cairo's like a lot of the time.
The cities are cities. I mean, I've been to a bunch of cities and they're all loud.
Boston sounds like that too, yeah. So some of those details go across different things. Let's see here. All right. Blair Patrick Brown had a question. Do you ever think of a character after you're finished writing about them and where they could be in their life post-series or book?
I want to say no. And unless I know there's going to be more, then probably not. Because when I finish a book and pass it off to Kane, mentally, I'm already moved on to the next book or screenplay or whatever else is being written at that time. Yeah, so I don't stick around in the worlds too long afterwards. Maybe if we do like some rewriting, but we don't normally do a lot of rewriting.
No. I think it's probably an exception for you when you come back to a character after time away from them, right? Yeah. Like bringing characters in the timeline back after their initial novels. That was after you had decided to turn it into a connected universe rather than just standalones.
I feel like it's not super hard for me to jump back into a character. I think I can do that for most of my characters. Like with Jane Harper, I was a little worried that I wasn't going to be able to replicate her voice, but it just came naturally. They all kind of like live in my head. I have like multiple personalities. All my characters are actually personalities. Maybe it's true.
We're going to come to some of the comments in the chat in just a second. I've just got one left that people had asked ahead of time. And this was an interesting one too. This is Elizabeth Stokes had asked, what was happening in your life the moment you decided to start professional writing? Or what was your deciding factor?
Desperation. I mean, I was an artist I still am, but I was just an artist for most of my early life. I went to college to be an artist. I was drawing comic books when I got out of college. And then I just kind of had this longing to make movies, and I was making a lot of short films with friends. And I kind of had this epiphany that all of the art I was creating was really about storytelling. So like, well, maybe I'll try writing. So I started writing screenplays, did that for a while, and then moved out to Hollywood and did that for a little while, and then decided to try writing a novel because at that time, in the year 2000, like Conan O'Brien sketch, all that was being made that year was like Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings. So tons of novels were being made into movies, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it'll be easier for me to get a movie made if I write a novel. So far, neither approach has worked. I'm still screenwriting, still writing novels. They're kind of neck and neck right now. There is a lot of Hollywood interest in the books, and I've had a lot of Hollywood interest in the screenplays, but I'm not sure which is going to win. It wasn't like this massive epiphany. It was just kind of like, maybe I'll try this.
Well, and soon you'll have a third vehicle where you'll have graphic novels that Hollywood can consider also.
Yep.
So 3 different possible ways for them to.
And that's kind of my secret shame as a novelist, is that I really want to make movies. Movies for me, like, that's when I was a kid, movies were it. I watched movies all the time. I made movies with my brothers. So like preferred method of storytelling would be movies and would be directing movies. But I do not have the personality to organize a group of people and speak to a group of people all day long. I much prefer sitting alone in a room. So maybe with like a person, an intermediary. Although I think I heard that's how the director of Godzilla, what's his name, Gareth Edwards.
Edwards, I think. Yeah.
I feel like he did that. I feel like he was not present on set; that he was kind of like in the next room over, which is weird.
Might work.
Maybe someday.
Yeah. All right. Questions from the chat. Courtney has asked, we are aware of the minor delay of the audiobook version of Artifact. Besides it not being your fault, can we rely on the new date, or is it still possible that it could be delayed even further?
Thank you for saying it's not my fault. It's definitely not my fault. I would like to say you can count on the date, but I've said that before and been wrong. The publisher is optimistic and they sound confident, but that has also happened before. With Nemesis. Nemesis was the last book that we had some pretty big delays. It was delayed 4 times by more than 6 months. I don't think that will happen this time because there is the pressure on the publisher of having also released the print edition. So it's just going to hurt them more now by delaying it. So hopefully everyone does what they're supposed to do on time. It's kind of a growing problem, but we're hopeful. I mean, it's 100% out of my hands. If it were in my hands, I would give you guarantees, but I can't.
Well, and I think they have to submit the files to Audible 2 weeks in advance. So next Tuesday for Artifact print and ebook launch date, if it's going to be delayed, we'll hear from the publisher probably by that day or the very next day. Hopefully. But hopefully it will just be the 2-week delay. So they seem to think that there was a really good chance.
Yeah.
Matt Taylor says, I have about 40 minutes left of the audiobook version of Singularity, and then I'll be done with the Infinite Timeline. Do you have a suggestion for which of your books or series I should read next?
I mean, if you've only read the Infinite Timeline, then, I mean, Artifact comes out
on Tuesday. Yeah.
On Tuesday. So I would recommend that one next.
But not in audio. That'll be another 2 weeks. So
Correct.
Matt's maybe got time to squeeze something else in.
Yeah. So if it's not Artifact, then I mean, I feel like I have to promote the most recent books. But so like Point Nemo, it's a little more serious than the end of the timeline. It's pretty
And
comparable to books like The Others or something like that. But also the Good Boy books. If you really enjoyed the humor of the Infinite Timeline, that is definitely continued in the Good Boys, 3 of them. Yeah, so I think Good Boys and Point Nemo. And the Sentinel also is kind of the combination of action, science fiction, and humor. Yeah. So you have a lot of choices. That's something I can always say about me.
Since you just mentioned Point Nemo, Quincy St. Laurent is asking, the description for Artifact is amazing. How does the feel of this book compare to Point Nemo?
They're similar in that they're more serious than funny. I mean, they both have funny moments. I think the first line of Artifact is funny. But they are much more serious. They have serious characters. And they're both kind of like, I wouldn't say hard science, although Point Nemo is starting to come true. But the science in Artifact, I would compare to something like a Michael Crichton book. It's like real science pushed forward by a couple of years and where we might be. And there's already evidence that we're headed in that direction. So I just take it in that direction and think of like worst case scenario. And that's kind of what both of those are, except Point Nemo is coming true. And Artifact might be true as well in a couple of years when people have perfected generative AI.
You mean once they've read the novel and gotten the idea from you to make it? Yeah.
Oh, people will have this. Yeah, people will have this. It's unavoidable.
Oren Enlo, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. When are you planning to defeat the evil Cyclops from the Valley of the Blackened Skulls?
Tomorrow.
Excellent.
Yep.
It's always a good day to pull off something like that.
With a lance. Right in the eyeball.
Brantley Bull is asking, if you could have any of your stories turned into a video game, which would you most want to play?
Give me a second. There's a lot to think about here.
Yeah.
I mean, when VR was new and I was using VR, I thought it would be awesome to have a Nemesis game where you're like standing on a building in Boston and you have like, I don't know, guns and stuff like that. And Nemesis is just kind of like stomping towards you. Have this like massive creature getting closer and closer. I thought that would be really cool for a game. But I haven't played VR in a while. And when I looked into it recently, I noticed that like it hasn't improved. So I don't think that's where I would go. I was asked a question recently about Artifact as a video game, and I thought it was a great idea. It would be a game kind of like Dead Space, where it's a over-the-shoulder horror game. And I think that would really work for something like Artifact. I would play it.
This is a long answer, maybe. Courtney asked, how different is writing a novel compared to doing a graphic novel?
No.
It's
Writing
a good question.
The writing process is kind of similar, except one is done in a week and the other is done in 3 months. The long haul process is much more social for doing a comic book, because after I write it, and we've got to work with an artist and a colorist and a letterer, cover designers, all of those people are involved, and some of them involved all at the same time. So we'll be coloring pages from a book that's still being drawn. So it's basically daily emails, like 2 to a dozen emails where we're critiquing art and things like that. So it's a much more collaborative process doing a comic book, which is a lot of fun for someone who is usually just alone talking to no one.
Well,
Yeah.
and it might be a little bit more intensive too, because we're working with some people who are not beginners, but they're newer in the industry. Our colorist has needed more tweaks and more recommendations from you or from our other art team members. So things get revised to, sometimes the version that we get, that's the only version. And other times we go up to 5 or 6 different revisions on it.
Yep.
So. And it might just be slight really changes, like change the eye color of the character, something minor,
I think the reason he is working out so well is that he is so open to critique.
Absolutely.
He has the right mindset for critique, which is it's going to make me better.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that for Manuel in case he's watching this, especially because he's wonderful to work with. He's very receptive. He's very fast. If you say, hey, how about like this? He goes, bam, here it is. What do you think? That's the kind of person you want.
You can kind of see some of his work in the background. Nemesis's face is cut out, but these colors around the frame were all done.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And he I mean, we've been able to watch him improve over the years. It's really cool.
Jacob Banghard is asking, this question is for both of you. Of all the characters that you've written about, who is your favorite or the one that resonated with you the most? So hard, especially for you, Mr. 80, 90 novels.
Yeah, I think I'm going to say Solomon, simply because the character was based on me as a kid and my son Solomon. So it wasn't hard to get into Solomon's headspace. And is still pretty meaningful to me because the actual Solomon grew up to be so much like the Solomon in the book. Not quite as buff, but I mean, long hair, the beard, the impressive memory. He knows where every country in the world is. He can do pi to like 50 numbers, all very Solomon stuff. And when I wrote those books, he was 2. So it was interesting to look at him then and kind of have a feeling of the person he would grow up to be. So that's been kind of cool. And I think Solomon is the one that will resonate the most for me.
For me, it would probably be Jason Quinn because he was loosely based on who I was in my 20s. And now that I'm in my 50s, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know how much similarity there is anymore, but that character was based on me, and his partner, Curtis Johnson, was based on my best friend from high school, the guy from Finland.
I've been sitting behind a desk writing for so long that I don't think I could base a character on me past like childhood. I mean, even in high school, like when I got home from school, if I wasn't making a movie with my brother, I was sitting at my desk drawing.
Yeah.
So
now that the characters stagger from the desk to the bathroom, that's more accurate.
Yeah, right.
Oren said, speaking of screenwriting, I just started my film classes at SWIC and am currently in screenwriting 1. Congrats, Oren.
Yeah.
Enjoy that. Cassie's excited about the graphic novels. Kate is also excited about the graphic novels.
Kate.
Hey, Kate. Are we gonna show any kind of a little quick screen
the graphic
snippet
novels,
of anything?
I don't have anything from the graphic novels open at the moment.
Okay.
I do have covers open to share. Graphic novels, though, it's debatable with the graphic novels because the publisher kind of wants to keep a wrap on the art, or a lid on the art, whatever the phrase is, until we're like 3 months out. If you go to breakneckcomics.com, some of the art is there because I put it up before they told me not to. So it's still there.
There's some things to see there. Let's see here. I got to find where I was. The chat just jumped because so many people are saying things. Hi, John Hudson. Good to see you. Tom Krynock. Just want to thank you both for all you do. The books are as great as the first one I listened to. Thank you, Tom.
What was the first one?
Yeah, what was the first book, Tom? Cassie says the others are hands down still a favorite. Matt says thank you. Tons of choices, so I needed help narrowing it down. Cynthia recommended Space Force. Will we live stream from Robinson Fest this year for the anniversary?
I mean, we could.
Yeah. You have access to this software on your laptop, right?
Do I?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a
Yeah.
live AMA.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I'm gonna write that down.
All right, I need to bring my laptop. Although I think we could do it from the iPad because I have a keyboard for the iPad, so it works like a laptop.
Broadcasting from Canada. Okay, we'll do it. Okay, on the Facebook account, Oren, no problem. We'll get you back into Tribe with that one. Can we ever play COD or BF6 when it comes out together? Frank Knowles is asking. It's only been a year of asking.
I don't. I haven't even looked into the new Call of Duty. I'm seeing Battlefield 6 everywhere, but I also haven't even tried the beta for that. If there is a battle royale mode in those games, for sure. I'm not a fan of the shoot, spawn, die over and over and over and over mode anymore. It used to be when I was young and twitchy, but now I get overwhelmed. But I still play battle royale games, and I'm pretty good at them. So we should definitely figure out like a day where a group of fans can all play together and stream it.
Frank also said, anyone else not expect Kane to sound like this? I always pictured a super deep voice. Mind blown right now.
I'm Kane.
Hi. Yeah. That's my Batman voice. There you go. Yeah. Melanie Nichols asks, would you consider The Host, the last part of the Sentinel trilogy, to be a part of the Infinite Timeline?
No. Is there something I'm missing? Did I put something in there?
You might have. I can't remember.
I mean,
Melanie, is there something in there? Tell us in the chat, and if we get to it fast enough, we'll answer that.
Did Jane make an appearance in the Infinite Timeline? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't remember. Which one of us would last longer in a zombie apocalypse? Courtney wants to know.
Don't know. Depends where we are when it breaks out, I would say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think I would think it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've always said that if Godzilla was real and I died from Godzilla, that would be awesome. So zombie
good way to go.
Also pretty
yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I'm going to say I would last longer just because I know I can climb a tree like a monkey boy still. So I'm getting away from those suckers. I'm not afraid of heights.
Zombies are pretty patient.
Yeah. I know.
If they're running zombies, we're both gone.
Oh, we're toast. Yeah. If they're fast, we're done for immediately. We'll be hobbling and, oh, my Morton's neuroma. Oh, yeah. Cassie says, Kane, your book is next up for me. Excited to get started. Thank you very much, Cassie. Let me know what you think. Hi, Kate. Brantley says, besides Grover, who is the goodest of the good boys? That would be my dog, Zeus. And my other dog, Bailey.
And my previous Golden Kenobi.
And his previous dog, Kenobi.
Golden Thor.
Kenobi was lovely. Yeah. Hey, Zach. Good to see you. Mary Pat McGinsky wants to know which of us Courtney thinks would last longer against the zombies. Now I want to know, too. Quincy's asking, when was the audio version for it? Quincy, I'm not sure which it you mean. If you were asking about my book, it's probably going to be December because Dan Delgado can't get to it until November.
Jeez, Dan. So slow.
Yeah, I know. He's booked out.
What the heck?
Zach, that's right. Nemesis in the background. We're kind of hiding her face a little bit. Let's see.
So yes, there is a Nemesis comic book in the works. It will be the 5th of the comic books we're working on, but it will be out, I would guess, in 2027. Comic books take a while.
Yeah. Frank is back asking, I want to know everything. What's the cinema route we're taking, and which novel is in the works for it? That's the first part of the question.
What does that mean?
Cinema route? I think Nemesis TV series is closest.
Yeah, Nemesis TV series. I find out one way or the other, yes or no, if whether or not it's going to be a show, 100%. Sometime in the next 2 months is what I've been told. This is like we're coming down to the wire where the network is either going to give a thumbs up and it will become a series or say no thanks. It's been like a 12-year process now, so it's really nerve-wracking to think that. I mean, to think that I'll get a phone call and either life won't change at all and I'll be just super depressed, or life will change a lot, and like we'll get to go to like Hollywood and see the sets and work with Chad Stahelski and whoever they cast as John Hudson, like mind-blowing stuff. So I try not to think about that question before bed.
Yeah. All right, here's another one. Are we at all looking at another epic like the Infinite Timeline? Which I'm going to translate to say, are you ever going to do something like that again?
The challenge with those books is once I start crossing over and it becomes like a series, those crossover novels, sales kind of go wow. Because that happens with all series books. You lose like 50% of the audience with each release. So, I mean, the Infinite Timeline did well, but mentally, it's very difficult to combine all those books. So I'm not currently planning on it. I will say that the upcoming books, Artifacts, 37, and Parallax, they do all take place in the same literary universe. So there's cookies between the three of them. And there are cookies with the characters. In this universe, my books are books. And so they might be fans. I don't ever mention me by name, but they definitely do say, oh, I'm reading this book.
Frank also says, can you please write a novel based on universal monsters protecting humanity from extra-dimensional horrors? I'm going to take this one, actually, because I'm not sure, Frank, if you mean the Universal movie company's monsters, meaning their version of Dracula and Frankenstein and stuff like that. If that's what you meant, we can't do that ever, because they are very protective of their copyrights. So you can write Frankenstein, but you can't write Frankenstein to look the way he looks, the creature, the way he looks in the films. You have to make him look slightly differently, and so forth with the rest of theirs. And I actually did start a small Universal type monsters story, a Dracula story, and I have a Frankenstein story coming. And then if I ever get around to the sequels to both of them, the characters will meet. Whether they will be protecting humanity from extra-dimensional horrors, I'm not sure. We might have to wait and see about the third sequels on that one.
Yeah.
And finally, Frank had said, directed at you, Jeremy, seriously, love your work, gentlemen. As a fellow neurospicy found late 36, I'm really appreciative of your writing, Artifact, and your strength of the characters that you write.
Thanks.
Philip Starnes says, I think NPC was my first JR book. I think it was in an Audible 2-for-1 sale or something, and I got it because of Bray. Didn't even know at the time that it was part of a series. And you were hooked, right, Philip?
I don't know at the time that it was a series.
Let's see here. Courtney said tree climbing, no deep voice, but wow. Thank you, Courtney. Yeah, Oren is asking about another Nemesis comic. I thought that was canceled.
The original Nemesis. Well, I mean, we got all 6 issues of that, so that one wasn't canceled. But we are doing kind of an adaptation of that story. We had to make it shorter, so it'd be like 5 books worth instead of 6. That worked out fine, but yeah, it's definitely not canceled. We're still doing it. Fingers crossed that the freaking show gets made, because it's going to be a much harder sell to do a comic book release that's already been released.
Yes.
And you know, we're going to have to find a new audience for it. But if the series comes out, we're golden.
Melanie got back to us and said there were Eurofid references made by Gertrude specifically to red and blue versions.
Yes.
In the host.
Yes. They are the Eurofids exist across all dimensions. I believe that was revealed in the Infinite Timeline. So for I don't want to give any spoilers. For the thing we're referencing, it would have known of them. So like Beneath is also not part of the Infinite Timeline, but the Eurofids are there. So they're everywhere. They could show up in any literary universe.
Stephanie wants to know who should play John Hudson, in your opinion.
I know who has been considered, and I would be thrilled with the choice. I don't know that everyone would be thrilled with the choice because he's not as young as Hudson is in the stories, but he is from Boston, is hysterical, and is really good at like sarcastic anger, which is it's all very John Hudson. I don't know if I should say who it is. I feel like I have in the past. What do you think, Kane?
Well, he's just somebody who's being considered. There's nothing wrong with saying that, I think.
Yeah, I know that he was given the books to read and that he is a kaiju fan, but I haven't heard anything since that whole thing happened. I'll say it. It's Bill Burr.
So not cast, just considering.
Yeah. Close to an internet rumor, but coming from me. So he would, I think it would be hysterical and awesome to work with him. So Dennis Leary. Yeah, not Dennis.
Not now.
Yeah. So I have thoughts on if he doesn't work out. I was thinking the other day that Sean William Scott would actually be great. He also fits the bill, but is also younger. Sorry, Bill, if you see this. So
is there anyone that you don't want particularly?
I'm not gonna burn bridges on Meryl Streep. Don't want her.
Quincy says that Artifact sounds creepy. Can we expect nightmares?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's not like Torment, but it's pretty gnarly in places. One scene in particular, I'm sure I'll hear about. It's kind of the introduction to gnarly. You know, from that scene, it's downhill, but that scene might be the most extreme.
Linda Collins says, sorry guys, but I still miss Chess Team. Their dynamics were so good and funny.
Yeah.
They might be back someday. Who knows?
You never know. Chess Team movie.
Cassie Kincaid says, a Kane and Jeremy crossover? Question mark.
Nothing is.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe someday. Let's see. If you two were to do Amazing Race together, do you think you could win?
How old are we in this scenario?
Yeah.
You know, I honestly haven't watched Amazing Race, but I kind of have a vague idea of but they have to get like across Australia through the outback kind of thing. Is
Yeah.
that right?
If it's in motor vehicles, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
If we have to run, no.
It also depends on the environment. I think if it were like in a wooded New Hampshire, Vermont kind of way, we do pretty good. If it's in the desert, forget it.
Yeah, it would be tough. Let's see. People asking about whether or not the Europhids showed up in Project Legion at the end. I think they did, didn't they?
Yes,
Yeah.
they do. Or maybe you don't see them, but you know they're there because it's at that specific location where they are.
Elizabeth, if you're still here, yes, I did answer that question. We asked and answered that one early on. Let's see. Frank Bacon wants to know, will we ever get a Skippy the Magnificent cameo again? That was very popular with a lot of people.
Yeah, it's possible. For that kind of thing, I feel like if I do it too much, it's almost like I don't know how to phrase it, but like I don't want to try and actively steal the audience for those books. I don't know. It feels like I'd be taking advantage if I continued to do it. Yeah.
Courtney is asking, what gets each of you excited these days? Writing a certain book or a character, plans for the future, rewatching Saturday morning cartoons, something completely unrelated?
I have been the highlights of my days in the last few weeks have been Alien Earth and The Institute. Both of those shows are really good and inspiring for me. The Institute, strangely, has a lot of similarities with the book I'm writing right now. And I had no idea about that going into the show. I didn't know anything about the show when I started it. But yeah, I feel excited about those shows, which is a weird thing to say, but excited about the possibility of an Nemesis TV show, but also like nauseous.
Oh.
It's rough.
I'm not rewatching Saturday morning cartoons. I wish. It's been a long time since I've seen any of them. I think people can probably figure out from behind me what I spend my small amounts of free time doing. There's a lot of reading going on at all times. I'm excited to eventually get my current work in progress novel done, which I haven't even told anybody what it's called. I'm just running a series of code names for my projects over there.
Code names.
I don't know if anybody can read that backwards. It's backwards because of the
people will zoom in and flip it.
They're all code names. So
my whiteboard has actual names.
Yeah, mine are all code names. So I'm excited to finish the one I'm working on, which I have told Jeremy about, and I told him the entirety of the story, and he thought it sounded really cool. So I am excited on that one. Let's see. Chris Palachuk wants to know, did you find writing Torment to be cathartic? That's a good question.
I think it was the opposite of cathartic. Torment was based on a dream I had, which was everything in the novel, getting in the EEP, launching into space, having nuclear missiles coming down the other way, being in orbit, seeing the planet change, coming down from orbit, parachutes coming out of the pods, looking out the window, seeing another pod land, zombie horde running up to it, people being torn apart. We land, doors open, and we run. And that is where my dream ended and where the novel continued. So it was an extension of my subconscious, I guess. But I think I was more disturbed by the end than whatever catharsis is.
Jason Lee says, hi, Jeremy and Kane. Hey, Jason. So happy to see you both. I'm from Singapore. Any plans to have any of your books have an Asian twist?
Now I got to think through 80 novels again.
Yeah.
Have I done that?
where you've had something set in Asia? Yeah, some of the chess team stories have been in Asia for sure.
Yeah.
That's been global.
I feel like, so I've done a lot of kaiju book, but I have specifically avoided Asia to kind of like forge my own path rather than do what's already been done a million times. But it is weird that I have not done anything. The Good Boys went to Japan.
Yeah, that's right, Japan.
It was a big part of that. But I haven't like centered an entire novel in an Asian country that I remember.
Yeah.
But I am a fan of any Asian thing, so
yeah,
I will consider it.
I set parts of my first novel, Resurrect, in I think Hong Kong, but I don't think I've actually set anything in Singapore. But I've got a short story coming up that I'm supposed to write for an anthology, so maybe I will set part of it in Singapore.
Give us a location in Singapore that would inspire us to write a story.
Yeah. Let's see. Cassie says, I think the balance that you struck with the character's complex personality and the chaos going on in Artifact was brilliant. Cassie was one of the early proofreaders. Ryan George Collins says, here's a straightforward question. Why?
I answered this before. Desperation. It was my early motivator. As someone who was unable to work a normal job, I had to figure myself out and make money doing what I can do. So a lot of it was desperation. That's why.
I missed this question from Oren. Did you know that you can find yourself on r/writing women? Lol, I did a few years ago. I didn't know that, Oren. What can you tell us about it?
Reddit?
Yeah, it's a Reddit thread. Writing women.
Oh, because I'm a writer who's writing women, which I have done a lot and have been complimented on. Yeah. So maybe that's what it's about. I did for the first time ever, for some reason today, decided to search my name on TikTok. And there was actually a number of videos that I wasn't expecting. So it was cool to see people talking about the books.
Charlie said he just got home from a work trip and was watching episode 3 of Alien Earth, but Courtney chastised him for not being on the live stream, so now he's here. Thanks, Charlie.
Here, Charlie. Here.
That's actually a good lead-in for us to announce the raffle winners for Robinson Fest. We had a raffle where people could buy tickets for the opportunity to have dinner with the authors, which will be Jeremy and myself and Xander Weaver and Cassava Anderson, and also our audiobook narrator friend, Dan Delgado. But I decided on the spur of the moment that instead of just dinners, we would invite someone from the raffles to lunches also. So Jeremy will announce who won for which days and which meals. And then I will also get in touch with each of those people individually in case they're not here.
Yep. So Charlie, guess who the first winner is? You, Charlie Whalen. I get to have lunch with you. And I already know what that's going to be like.
On the Friday.
On Friday. Dinner on Friday will be with Mary Pat and her husband, Mike. Congratulations. Weird to say congratulations to someone having a meal with you, but
yeah.
Lunch on Saturday is Heather Taylor and her friend Margaret Graham. And dinner on Saturday is Stephanie. I'm having trouble with it. Malbach. Yes, there it is. And her friend Rosario Perez. So I'm looking forward to having dinner and lunch with all of you. It's always a lot of fun to do that. It gives me a chance to get to know people. So I think it's a lot of fun.
And in the event that we are not able to get a big author table with the raffle winners and we have to break it up into smaller groups, then the raffle winners will be seated with Jeremy at his table. So you get an intimate chance to discuss stuff over the meals. So, as we're all recovering from go-karts, hopefully.
Hopefully not recovering too much.
Not too much, yes.
Does that track, does it do what I think it does and spiral up like 3 stories?
It does, yes. Yeah, it's a multi-layer spinning.
They have nets around it.
Yeah, they do, actually, yeah. It looks really, really fun. And Mike Pastor was there in Niagara with Mandy a bunch of years ago when they were constructing it, so he saw them pouring all that concrete for it.
No.
Courtney says, speaking of the books you're both writing now, what can you tell us? Titles, dates, descriptions. So you should talk about 37 first, because you've already finished writing it.
Right. All right. We're going to try something we've never tried before.
Which is?
I'm trying to do it.
Oh, right. You're going to screen share?
Boom. Oh, that worked.
Nice.
Right, so this is the cover of 37. It is my second UFO story and not related at all to the others. So the premise of this story is very easy. And it's funny because I came up with this premise and then like 3 months later, someone sent or put a meme on Tribe saying, hey, you should do this. And it was basically what I had already come up with. So essentially, a group of people in Maine at a nice lakeside campground are abducted. One of those people is a serial killer. Chaos ensues. Thank you. So this is it boils down to an internet meme, which is easy to sell. Maybe easy to sell to Hollywood.
Let's hope.
There has been a lot of interest in Artifact. Interest doesn't necessarily mean anything. And side note, also some interest in the Sentinel, kind of out of nowhere. So we'll see where those go. So this is the cover, following the same color scheme as Artifact, which is intentional, attempting to be a bit more grounded with the next few novels, and not quite so out there, specifically as an attempt to make them easier to get into Hollywood. I think once we open those doors to Hollywood, then the weird stuff is much easier to sell, because there's definitely some really weird stuff getting made. It's just you got to get your foot in the door. All right.
This book 37 will be released on December 30th. So right before New Year's.
So it can be called the 2025 book.
Yes.
Just
barely.
Yes, and hopefully the audiobook will also be released on that time. And the book I'm currently writing is Parallax. And I love that cover. Also black, red, white color scheme. But with creepy eyes. Whoa. I'm not sure how to describe this one yet because I'm not finished, but it involves some extrasensory abilities, the Grand Canyon, and really like weird science. Not the kind that like makes a house blow up from popcorn, but weird. So that's what I'm working on right now. And I am about 75% done. Working up to the climax, which I have no idea what that will be. I'm still making stuff up. So yeah, those are the covers.
And that book will be released on April 28th of 2026.
Mm-hmm. I like that cover.
I like that cover a lot, yeah.
All right. How do I? Okay, here we go. Stop sharing.
There we go. All right. I'm going to hit a couple more. Are we limited to just 1 hour on this?
If there's
Okay.
still questions, we can hit them.
No, I meant by the software. Are we limited to just a 1 hour live cast?
Oh, I paid for this. It better,
So
it better not.
hopefully we can keep going.
If
Okay.
we disappear in 4 minutes and 50 seconds or something, then you know why.
Let's see here. Mikey is asking, do we have a BEE update? I'm not sure what BEE is standing for.
Best ever. How many E's?
2.
2 E's. Best ever envelope.
Yep. You might have to tell us, Mikey, what BEE stands for. Linda Collins is asking, is Refuge ever going to have a next part?
Maybe. We've done a lot of talking about it.
Yeah.
But there's so much going on right now between 3 novels a year, and then starting next summer we'll have a graphic novel coming out every publishing season, so that's 3 times a year. So we'll have 6 major releases coming out every year, and I'm still working on screenplays. I'm writing a horror screenplay right now, so we're pretty busy.
And you're also going to be writing a short story this fall.
Yes, as part of a kaiju anthology.
Which we can't say which one it is yet, even though they've announced the title. They haven't announced the cast yet.
Oh, it's a good thing you said that, because
yeah.
I haven't even let them know like what my kaiju is going to be yet. Have you?
Oh yeah. I did, but I can't remember what I said, so I have to go back and look it up before I write the story. Any genre that you have not tried writing in yet that you would like to take a stab at?
I mean, my fallback genre, if my current career starts to tank, I'm just gonna switch to romance, because that always sells. But I don't want to. I mean, I've written like what haven't I written?
A mystery.
A mystery.
A Western.
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, there's Cowboy, but he was not a Western.
Yeah.
Mysteries, I don't think I would be very good at it. Yeah, I don't think so. I have been urged to write lit RPG, which maybe I'm not really opposed to it, but my RPG experience is closer to like Diablo than it is to like Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. So my in-depth knowledge is kind of basic.
Oren is asking, when can we see a video of Jeremy dancing to Mexican music? It's a great question.
I don't drink, and I don't do drugs, so likely never.
Elizabeth says she absolutely loves it. Most of your books are based in New England. She says, I'm from Worcester.
Worcester.
Worcester. Not Worcester, Worcester. Jason is saying, love you both. Keep up the amazing work. If you ever come into Singapore, let me know. Not sure if I'm going to ever be back, Jason, but I have been to Singapore twice before, and I really liked the city. Let's see here. What would win in a battle between a Diet Coke, a chocolate pudding, and a milkshake? Is this even a question, Courtney?
What flavor is the milkshake?
Milkshake.
What flavor?
If it's not milkshake flavor, it doesn't matter.
No, pudding's winning if it's not chocolate milkshake.
It could be mucus and old shoes. If it's a milkshake, it's going to win.
And mucus and old shoe. Also, I prefer not to call them milkshakes. I am a New Englander, so I call them fraps.
That's not even a New Englander thing. That's only certain parts of New England where they say it that way. It's not all of New England.
Boston area.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, that's what they call them here in New Hampshire.
Oh.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a mix. They're fraps.
Yeah.
And it's not I don't even know what you could call it, but it's called a bubbler and a clicker.
Bubba and the clicker.
And Jimmy, not. Wait, yeah, Jimmy's. They're Jimmy's. Chocolate sprinkles are Jimmy's.
Oren says that the Reddit thread, unfortunately, it wasn't very flattering.
Oh,
There was more disdain going on there. Whoops.
I want to see it.
Yeah, that's a
Give me a
shame.
link.
Yeah. Let's see. People are congratulating Charlie.
I think I did a good job with that.
Congrats, Mary Pat. Well, these comments are a while back. We're about 10 minutes behind on the comments here. Can we that are not able to eat snacks for the Robinson Fest live? I'm not sure what you meant, Cassie. Congrats to all the raffle winners. Jason is telling Courtney that nothing beats pudding. I disagree. It's always milkshake. For the Robinson Fest Live, we should all eat a meal so that it will feel like we're all having dinner with the authors together. That's what Cassie meant.
Oh, that would be a lot of like.
That would be pretty complicated.
Choppy, mouth munching sounds.
Yeah, a lot of chewing. Okay, let's see. Charlie wants to know, what are the chances that in 37 that there's an anal probe sequence?
I want to say it doesn't happen, but I want to say much worse happens.
Yeah, definitely much worse happens. Philip asks, are there any plans to work with Tom Taylorson again?
It's a possibility. Tom is very good. Tom is very on time. And so I would like to work with Tom again, but I'm kind of actually thinking about Parallax because the main character is younger and Bob's voice is very deep. And it wasn't always very deep. He did a great job with Solomon, but as he's aged, his voice has become a little more robust. So I don't know if that'll work for a younger character. But Dublin.
Frank says, does Hollywood also mean Netflix, Amazon, etc.? Yes, it does. When we say Hollywood, we mean streaming and everything that falls
any
under that.
screen people want to put it on.
Charlie asks, wasn't Parallax the name of the evil alien in Green Lantern? Close, Charlie. That was the character that Green Lantern became when he turned evil temporarily. But yeah, the word has existed before Green Lantern used it, though, of course. It has different meanings. Let's see. Mikey says, we were reading too much into it. To quote Nick Cage, the bees.
Oh.
The Office bees.
Yes. When I hear the bees, I think of Chris Farley. And Tommy Boy. I think that's what it is. When he runs out of the car and he's like, there's bees. The bees are everywhere.
The bees. Oren asks, Kaiju Anthology? Kaiju Rising 3? No, Oren, not Kaiju Rising 3. It's from someone else. We'll announce stuff about it as soon as we're able to actually say. Have you ever heard of SSTWL? Scary Story Time with Liam, or Liam Vickers animation?
No.
No.
Should I?
Yeah.
I'm going to copy it. Oh, look, there it is. Everyone can see it. I didn't know.
All right. That's cool.
Can you do that on your side?
I don't know how.
I just clicked on a comment.
Oh. No, it doesn't work when I do it.
Oh. Did
you turn it off?
I just turned that one off.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're the one who has to do that. Yeah. I'm not really sure. Wow. Courtney just got blocked from commenting and reacting for a while because she sent too many reactions at once. Didn't know that was a thing. I didn't either, Courtney. Sorry about that.
What was the reactions?
I think she was putting emoticons. Yeah, emojis.
There's only 3 of them.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too many. Oren's asking, Discord server when?
It exists. And maybe if we start doing like group games, then we could use it for that. I think creating like a separate tribe area and another platform is really tempting, especially because Facebook is pretty annoying and doesn't show the whole group everything we post. It shows a very small amount of people what we post. So we're always trying to figure out if there might be a better way to reach more people. But managing multiple communities takes a lot of time and effort. And I would rather, and I think you guys would rather, that I'd spend that time writing. So maybe when we start gaming, we'll get some people in there, but not everybody.
Well, I think we've hit all the questions so far, unless there are any last minute questions anyone wants to fire off at us.
I'll give you 1 minute.
1 minute. We had some good ones.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I need to Google that.
Yeah, we'll check it out, on. Thank you. Liam Vickers. Sounds cool.
Is that Murder Drones?
Oh, we're going to be excited to meet you, Heather. And thank you again for spreading the word on our books.
Could Demon Dog beat Nemesis?
Oh, that's a good question.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah. No one beats Nemesis.
Yeah. Someone did a Nemesis versus King Kong video.
Yeah.
They like laid out all their stats and stuff. Nemesis won.
Yeah.
Of course. Like, that's just, come on.
Nemesis.
I feel like they were
Smack a
being
monkey.
King Kong. He's a hairy monkey. Come on. What's he gonna do?
Charlie wants to know if he can biggie size it at lunch.
Yeah.
Everything's biggie size at Niagara Falls.
Right.
Oh, Valerie, we're going to miss you at Niagara. Hopefully the next year. Quincy wants to know, how's Grover doing?
Grover is great. We had to bring him to the vet this morning, 7 in the morning.
Oh, no.
Routine stuff.
Oh.
But it was 7 in the morning.
Oof.
Yeah, he's doing good, though. He's overweight.
Yeah.
They say that dogs mirror their owners, so not a big surprise.
I weirdly have that with my dogs, too. Yeah.
So you have to get your dog in shape.
Yeah.
So you get in shape.
Or the other way around. We walk around our field and make our dogs follow us so that they get in shape when we're exercising. Yeah. All right. Well, I think we are pretty much done here.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you, Courtney, especially for jumping in with the great questions and giving people fantastic feedback and answers before we can sometimes on
Watch
Facebook.
the emojis.
Yeah, just calm down on those emojis. Yeah. Oh, Chance has given us a link to the divinefemininepublishing.com. Maybe this is asking for authors to write short stories with a female lead. Ah, okay. Thank you.
Cool.
Thanks, everyone. And we'll talk to everyone on Tribe tomorrow.
See you later, guys.
See ya.
I'm clicking the button. End it.